thankful for just being allowed to sit up in a box with the opposing, the owner of the opposing team allow the dad of the quarterback on the opposing team to sit in his box. Like, how many times did that happen? Like, that is unbelievable, man. So I'm so thankful and appreciative for that opportunity and that moment.
There's no doubt he is different, right? Like, we can't deny that he has a different way about him, which is what I think makes him so unique. It's why I think he has the fan base that he has.
He has had success at each of these levels. Now, people look at the overall record and go, again, they were a 1-11 football team before Travis Hunter, his father, got there. He's made an impact at every level.
You won't believe this went down. It felt like the whole NFL got slapped awake. 1 minute, the NFL rumor mill was spinning out like a busted machine, and the next, the Raiders owner smashed through the silence with a move so loud it probably shook Deion Sanders' glasses clean off. Shedeur Sanders didn't just enter the conversation, he blasted into it like a shockwave. Phones blew up, jaws hit the floor, and the entire football world dropped its snacks in pure confusion. What pushed this wild gamble, and why did it leave Coach Prime frozen like someone unplugged him mid-sentence? The whole football universe didn't just blink, it straight up stumbled, fumbled its drink, and stared into space wondering, how did we end up here? 1 second, Cleveland fans were still celebrating the miracle of a rookie finally breaking a 29-year dry spell, and the very next second, the internet noticed something that made the vibe flip instantly. Coach Prime wasn't sitting with family, friends, old teammates, or even anyone remotely tied to the Browns. Nope, he was chilling in a private luxury box belonging to the Raiders owner. The Raiders, the same squad Shedeur was picking apart on the field while rewriting Cleveland history with ice in his veins. In the blink of an eye, a wholesome football moment mutated into straight-up conspiracy talk across the NFL.
The first time I've ever watched him play without me on the sideline. I've never seen him play without me coaching him, so that was strange, but it was good and it was healthy because I was just in straight dad mode. I wasn't in coach mode, and I loved that I was able to see him gain the first victory.
Were you a nervous wreck at all?
No.
Because you couldn't do anything about it?
No.
Yeah, that was just jokes, man. That was jokes. A lot of people took that out of context, but you understand the past 6-7 months been hard, so I want to definitely be thankful that I am able to work out with those guys and knowing I do have a great defense and knowing I came this far. So I was truly amazed. I was truly happy, of course, in that moment that, the work has been paying off. But I'm not comfortable. Well, first and foremost, I got God. So through that, he's able to protect me through everything. But we're in a good moment now, and I don't like looking back. I don't like looking back at the past.
Shedeur didn't just debut. He arrived with presence. Calm, sharp, locked in, over 200 yards, 11 completions. 1 touchdown, 1 tiny slip-up that didn't even matter, and a clean, confident win Cleveland fans hadn't seen from a rookie quarterback since people were still rewinding VHS tapes. But while Shedeur was making defenders look like they were moving in slow motion, his father was upstairs in climate-controlled peace, sitting next to the one man in that stadium who could flip an entire franchise upside down with one signature. No busy suite, no family crowd, no shared press box seat. Coach Prime walked straight into Mark Davis's private football penthouse like he owned half the building. Around the league, front offices act like paranoid chess players. Every handshake, every seat choice, every hallway chat is measured, analyzed, and watched through the lens of tampering rules and loyalty questions.
And bro, he broke some records, man. You know what I'm saying? He is the first quarterback, man, since 1995 to start for the Browns and win their first game. So we got to give him love there, man. And, bro, they done had 42 quarterbacks, okay, since 99, all right?
Listen to this. They had 42 quarterbacks since 1999. That's almost as many presidents that we've had in the country.
And since 95, he was the first quarterback to come in their first game, full game.
So there's two places that he's gone that has immediately raised the level of success and raised the profile of those places. The NFL is a different level of competition. And I think where it started to set in for him was the game against Baltimore, where he sat there on the bench after the game, where Rex Ryan ripped him for it. But I think it sat in going, this is going to be a lot harder than even you would ever realize. The NFL has that way of doing it. I don't need to humble him.
It's officially safe to say we know which NFL game had the attention of President Trump after he took to Truth Social to praise Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders. Trump made sure to remind people that he was not surprised that Sanders led the Browns to a 24-10 win after criticizing NFL teams during the draft for not picking up Deion's son. He said, quote, Shedeur Sanders was great. Wins first game, career start as a pro for Cleveland. Great genes. I told you so. Sanders went 11 for 20 with 209 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. This also marks the first time a Browns quarterback has been victorious in their debut since 1995.
This league does not play around with appearances. You do not casually share popcorn with the opposing team's owner during a live game, especially when their team is battling the very quarterback you're connected to emotionally, politically, and professionally. But that's exactly what happened, and it happened loud and clear. Now, picture things from inside the Raiders' locker room. Players are taping up, locking in, trying to focus on stopping a Browns rookie, but somewhere in the back of their minds, they know the boss upstairs isn't just watching the game. He's sitting side by side with the quarterback's father. Even if nothing shady is happening, the energy alone is enough to make players exchange looks like, wait, what's going on up there? The whole situation didn't just stir up questions. It cracked open the door to a storm of speculation.
Not there anymore, bro. It's just not there anymore. So let's just get that out the way. But you Shedeur Sanders, and you connect with Bond after scrambling out to your right, avoiding the blitz, and you throw that 52-yard touchdown pass. You throw the swing pass, and you get a 66-yard, another touchdown there as well. I give credit where credit is due to Sampson. That is, I give credit where credit is due, because obviously the first week was awful. 25% completion percentage last week when he came in. This week, 55% completion, 47 yards passing, this time 2,209.
Watching the game on Sunday, all I could think to myself is, man, how much better would Shedeur be if you had put the effort, the focus, the development, the commitment into Shedeur the way you had Dylan?
Yeah.
I'll also say that when you don't come out and dispel, you just take the easy win, right? Because that's the whole point with Shedeur is on the field, take the easy wins when they're there, and then take your shots down the field.
I think we'll get there, by the way.
I do too, but I think this was an easy win for Shedeur.
There was some ridiculous stat, I don't have it in front of me, that Cleveland Brown quarterbacks, their first start were like 0-748. Shedeur comes in with this circus around him and beats up on the Raiders. Your Raiders are pathetic, Coach. You said you wanted to put a fork in your eyes watching them. Can you read anything into Shedeur, who, by the way, after the game, he kind of did his version of, we're talking about practice? Imagine a year of practice, I'll be dangerous. What did we think of Shedeur's first start?
All while Shedeur was out there proving he might be the real deal. Football runs on control, image, and mental warfare. And that luxury box turned into the loudest silent headline of the whole night. Once things calmed down, the theories came charging in like riders on horseback, ready to stir chaos. The simplest one hit first. Mark Davis wasn't just being a polite host. He was scouting with perks. A private suite means privacy, and privacy creates openings. And the timing was way too sharp to pass off as pure coincidence. The Raiders have been stuck in quarterback limbo for years now. Not terrible enough to vanish from the spotlight, but not solid enough to feel locked in. Patchwork solutions, rotating starters, guys with ceilings so low they kept bumping their heads on them. The franchise moved cities, built a jaw-dropping stadium, turned the desert into a full-blown football attraction, but forgot the most important piece, the quarterback who turns entertainment into a dynasty. And suddenly, here comes Shedeur.
Pass yesterday, give credit where credit is due. It was really, really good to see him perform, for him to have the opportunity after a few days of practice, like he pointed out, to really, really showcase his skill. And then you look at him. He's bigger than Dylan Gabriel. He clearly has a better arm, can spread the field better, can throw the deep ball. Okay, so he showed you some of the things as to why we were talking about him coming out of Colorado before he fell to being a fifth-round pick.
That I think maybe is that thing that when you do it, even if it's not 100% true, or again, you're just playing the media game, there are benefits there that all of a sudden the Browns relax a little bit more of like, oh, hey, they kind of covered us there. All right, maybe that buys you a little more leeway and buys you a little bit more trust. And I just think like that was an easy win. It's not a big deal he didn't take it, but that was an easy win that if you just put that all the way to the bed, and even though you know in your heart of hearts what the truth is, maybe it starts to help you with whatever.
Like Browns, man. If you're a Browns fan, you got a Shedeur, right? The Browns ain't been talked about like this ever.
Since Bernie Kosar.
You got a guy over there sitting there, man, that's the fans want to see. Media's talking about him every goddamn. It's like this. It's like Cowboys, the Eagles, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Shedeur. And I was like, I said it early when I was doing football stuff. I was like, if you step back, if you're Gabriel, you don't want to go in before Shedeur.
Young, cool under pressure, marketable, and carrying a last name that sells itself like a premium label brand. From a pure football angle, the fit is almost dangerous. The Raiders have speed, weapons, playmakers ready to explode. They're just starving for stability. Drop a poised quarterback into that setup, and the rebuild stops looking like a treadmill and starts looking like a runway ready for takeoff. From a business angle, the fit isn't just good, it's borderline wicked. Shedeur in Las Vegas would generate cash non-stop, and for a rookie who just did what no Cleveland quarterback has pulled off in nearly 30 years, the concept hit like a plot twist nobody invited, and nothing shakes a young quarterback's confidence more than sensing the team is already peeking over his shoulder at the next possible replacement. It's football's version of that cold emotional avoidance, smiling in your face while quietly shopping for someone else behind closed doors. And once that energy slips into the air, everything shifts. Confidence dips, the locker room tone changes, the leash shortens even when performance doesn't, and for Deion Sanders, mixed signals like that do not land quietly. He's not the type of father to sit back while front offices treat his son like a number on a spreadsheet. If Cleveland is already entertaining the idea of drafting past Shedeur before his rookie season even gets fully rolling, that's not just a coaching move, that's a message. And Deion reads messages fluently. Now look back at that luxury box with this new reality layered underneath. 2 hours of completely private conversation. No cameras catching the details. If Mark Davis sees Shedeur as the missing piece that could finally push the Raiders into long-term legitimacy, no theoretical risk is big enough to scare him off. That's where the whole chessboard starts getting messy. Shedeur entered the league as a 5th-round pick. Low investment, low pressure, quiet expectations. But NFL value doesn't live in draft positions. Once the lights come on, value is measured in how you handle the moment. And Shedeur's debut didn't look like a long-term project. It looked like a quarterback who already belongs in the big picture. That instantly shifts his trade value from mid-round bargain to premium currency. Cleveland wouldn't settle for a casual return phone call. They'd start the conversation with first-round demands, maybe more. And the Raiders, desperate for a real franchise QB, might be one of the few teams willing to blink last in that stare down. But Cleveland's problem isn't just about the market value, it's the opening of a back channel. Unofficial, unwritten, but extremely real the moment two powerful men talk behind closed doors. Meanwhile, Las Vegas fans are already whispering destiny through the desert air. The silver and black love nothing more than a dramatic identity shift. A young quarterback with a famous last name stepping into a city built on flash and reinvention. That's branding fuel. That's storyline jet fuel. It's the kind of narrative the league secretly enjoys because it creates endless engagement without lifting a finger. From a pure football mechanics angle, the Raiders wouldn't even need to tear everything down to build around Shedeur. The pieces are already there. They've got talent that just needs steady leadership. A reliable quarterback lifts an entire offense without a single roster change. Receivers look sharper, protection looks cleaner, and the playbook suddenly stretches wider. The whole image of the franchise shifts instantly. A team that once looked stuck suddenly feels like a project with purpose. Shedeur isn't some mystery college gamble. He's already felt real NFL pressure. He stayed calm in collapsing pockets. He managed the clock like a grown pro. He threw with anticipation instead of panic. And after the game, Deion's public appreciation didn't cool the noise. It cranked it up even louder. On the surface, it sounded respectful, but underneath it strategically placed their connection right in the open, shifting leverage without having to say a single direct word. It lets Cleveland know options exist. It lets Las Vegas know interest is visible, and it tells the entire league Shedeur's future is not locked in stone. That's a power move without even looking like one. Now imagine the vibe inside Cleveland's building. A rookie wins his debut, fans go wild. The national conversation flips overnight, and immediately the whispers start tying him to another franchise, one with clearer long-term direction and far less emotional weight attached. That kind of pressure sparks conversations teams usually delay as long as possible. Commitment talks, developmental plans, long-term timeline meetings. Once those discussions start, everything tightens around the organization. And if Cleveland hesitates even a little too long, the perception will harden that they're not fully convinced. In today's NFL, perception is a form of leverage all by itself. Now, sure, it's possible none of the speculation becomes reality. Maybe Mark Davis was just being polite. Maybe Deion wanted to watch the game without the stress of pacing on the sideline. Maybe the whole thing really was simple hospitality with zero hidden football chatter slipping between plays. The problem isn't that these explanations are impossible. It's that the NFL doesn't run on innocence. It runs on calculated restraint. And in a league where even the appearance of split loyalties triggers investigations, that luxury suite moment felt like a flare shot into the night sky, bright, loud, and impossible to ignore. The trade deadline already slammed shut, which only adds heat to the tension. Nothing can legally happen right now, so everything that might happen has to live in the shadows until the offseason, and that waiting period turns questions into suspense. It gives narratives time to cook. It lets both teams evaluate from a distance without facing immediate fallout. Cleveland gets months to watch Shedeur evolve. Las Vegas gets months to study its own quarterback reality. It was the moment where the camera accidentally caught the trailer before the movie dropped. And even if nothing moves, it'll still go down as one of the strangest intersections of parental influence and NFL optics the league has seen in a long time. Because one way or another, that moment cracked the idea that Shedeur's future is locked to one city forever. It turned a debut into a debate. It turned a win into a warning shot. And it turned a proud father in the stands into the quiet centerpiece of the NFL's most fascinating chess game. Cleveland now faces a tough road. Keep riding the rookie wave while rumors swirl, commit fully and shut down the noise, or hesitate and watch attention slowly get pulled west toward the desert. Las Vegas faces its own question. Make a bold move on rising talent, or wait for the next draft illusion and hope it materializes under the Vegas lights. And Shedeur, caught between both worlds, now plays in a strange limbo where every throw counts twice. Once for the team he's on, and once for the team that might be watching him from a luxury suite 10 stories up. Whether that sweet moment was simple kindness or the quiet opening scene of a blockbuster NFL power move, the impact is already done in the most entertaining way possible, because now the entire league is watching the sideline, the scoreboard, and the suite upstairs all at the same time. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe.